satisfied that you are persuasive enough, that people are taking what you say seriously, are really listening to you? Hello, my name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training and the author of Japan Sales Mastery. And we're coming to you from our high performance center here in Akasaka, in Minato-ku, the very business center of Tokyo in Japan. Well, being persuasive is a critical skill, isn't it? However, often we're taking the wrong approach and we're finding it difficult to persuade other people and get them to follow what we're thinking is the best way forward. Part of that reason is the way we're trained. Now, at business school, you're taught to get the thesis out first, like the executive summary of the key point, and then you bring on the argument. Now, in a written format, that's absolutely terrific and recommended. In an oral format, disaster. Don't do that. When you put up your conclusion first in an oral situation, as opposed to a written situation, immediately everyone in the audience becomes a critic. And they're all thinking, what's wrong with this conclusion? They've got no background, no evidence, no information, nothing. But they've already concluded they don't like the sound of that conclusion, or they doubt it, or they're critical of the way you've presented it, or whatever. They've gone to a negative stance straight away. Now, you're on the back foot trying to present your evidence, trying to present the reasoning behind your conclusion. Wrong approach. Don't go there. Flip it. Start with a story, a brief story. Go into a vignette, some brief story that is talking about the background, the context behind the conclusion you've come to. You've reached a conclusion about something or other based on facts, evidence, the situation, experience, whatever it might be. There's some context there which is helping you to come to this conclusion. Don't start with the conclusion and don't have the context separated. Otherwise, people just go straight to the conclusion part and disagree with it, and they don't realize the evidence is in the context. They've already stopped listening. Once you get into that, here's my conclusion, they go into critic mode and they're thinking what's wrong with it. They're not thinking to listen further for what you've got to say about the evidence part. So flip it. Context first. And in that context, you make it a story, a short story, but have it very rich in detail. Have people that they will know in the story, have locations, have scenes like a boardroom that they know, or it's a season, it's a cold day, it's a hot day, it's a spring day, or whatever it might be. You're building a very, very, very short narrative arc here around the background. Vivid word pictures. Short. Give them that background context first. As they're listening to this, they don't know where you're going with the conclusion. They don't know where you're going with this story, but they're into the story. Then come in with your recommendation. This is what I think we should do, and then add why that is going to be a positive, why that will help, and this is why it's going to be good for us. So the last thing they hear is the good part. This is going to be good for us. If you do a good job on the storytelling, it doesn't have to be long. We're talking short here. If you do a good job on the storytelling, as you get through that background, as you get through that context, they are thinking, well, the obvious conclusion is we should do X, Y, Z. Well, that's the conclusion you came to too, because it's obvious from the context. X, Y, Z is probably the best path of action. So as you're giving them that background, they're already concluding X, Y, Z is what we should do. And you say, I think we should do X, Y, Z. Here's why I think it'll be great. That little compact there, that little structure is very, very powerful. But you have to practice it. You have to try it. You have to get the words down. It can't be rambling. It can't be going on and on and on 5 minutes. You've got to get it very short. Actually, short presentations are the hardest because each word has got so much important value attached to it. You've really got to cut out the excess words. So, next time you want to persuade someone of something, do not tell them your conclusion first. Short story, rich in word pictures, detail, people, places, season, ambiance, the whole thing in there, very rich, short. Then, here's what we should do. this is why it'll be good. That is called the magic formula. And you will find it really is magical. It will make you so much more persuasive with others, and you will be very, very happy that you've mastered the magic formula.